Hello, 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 and welcome back to another segment of the Who's Next show. I am so excited about our next guest, Mr. Jedidiah Wick. Yes, like John Wick. I am so happy to just have an opportunity to have you here in the studio and to talk to you. So my viewing audience, receive and I introduce you to Mr. Jedidiah Wick.
Well, thank you, Mona. It's very, very nice to be with you this evening.
Yes. So let's just jump right into it. Let us know who are you? Like, what do you do?
I am in real estate development, so primarily syndication, which
Okay.
I love because it's people. So for folks that may not be familiar with what syndication is, it just means that we bring literal communities of people around projects. And so my background is being raised in a small town in rural Alaska. So for me, syndication and all things real estate, really it's like in my blood. It's just part of who I am. So, as a kid, we grew up, we didn't have electricity, we didn't have running water. We didn't have those things, but we had each other. So like people, you had to learn to work together. You had to help each other out. I remember we had friends that had running water, so that's where we would go get our water. Other friends had a vehicle, so like the church moms would get together, they'd plan it. They'd take all the seats out of the car, and they'd pick like two of us kids, and you'd be like, I get to go to town, this is gonna be amazing. And they would put a whole thing together, groceries, families would pitch in. So I grew up with like the idea of how do people work together to accomplish really cool things. So
I love it.
yeah, I'm a connector at heart. That's what I am.
I love it. I love it. So let's just back up.
Yeah.
From Alaska to here. How did this happen? How did this phenomenon happen?
Wow. Okay, small town kid, rural Alaska. People love to come to Alaska because it's beautiful. And I am fortunate that where I live, we actually had road access. So it wasn't like you had to fly in or take the railroad. You could actually drive there. So people would come up the Alcan Highway, or military families that were in Anchorage would come up in the summers and just come see a little town called Talkeetna. So so I got to be exposed to the rest of the world vicariously through people coming to see us. And I just caught the bug. I was like, ooh, people, places. Where are these places? Who are these people? And make a long story longer, when I was 18, I took a job with the Department of Defense as a snowboard instructor. Yeah, I was like, no matter what, I am going to go see Europe. That's what I want to do. That was the dream in my heart. And I was very fortunate to meet somebody that had a relationship with one of their hiring agents. And so they recruited people like me. I just didn't know it yet. And so I spent 2.5 years in Europe, in southern Germany, teaching snowboarding to mostly active duty members for the military. So different programs, we did different things.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
An important fact or unknown fact is I was born in Wiesbaden, Germany.
Okay.
Yeah,
Been
so
there.
it's pretty cool.
Yes. So we've been in the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see, okay, there's something bigger. You come from this community of we are here together. We have to work together. No, the only way that we can survive is together.
Literally.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Literally. And so then you get an opportunity by God's design to go further, to go to Europe. From Europe to here, how did it happen?
So 9/11
I'm
happened,
familiar.
and I had just extended. I had renewed a 13-month extension on my contract. I was very excited about it, and I had 9 days from when things went down. 9 days to out process and be ready. And the only place that I had to go was back home to Alaska. So I went back to Alaska, went to college for 2 years, and then moved to Washington State through an internship. Part of the church that I was involved in had an internship, so I took that internship. It was offered to me. I said yes, and then I spent from 2004 to 2013 in Washington State. And
Wow.
what discovered Texas for me was touring. I was in a touring band for about 7 years.
Okay.
So touring, saw Texas, realized, hey, Texas is great. It's not cold here. I personally don't like the cold. I'm born in Alaska, so I'm still thawing out. Yeah, so it was really important for me to be somewhere warm. That was most of the year, and also central from just business and music. It made sense to be based out of Texas. So in really 2012 and then 2013, we moved here.
So my brain is going, and by nature I'm inquisitive. So like when I think about you having, by God's design,
Yes.
you having access to be able to do all these things, how did it end up to be, real estate and investments and development in the syndication way? Like, how did you get to that?
Yeah. So what I realized, okay, so yes, those were the major movement points, right? Those were the things that were getting me into transition. And
Right.
really, obviously, like in my life, there's a lot of prayer that goes into that. These aren't just decisions that are made quickly, but there is such a thing as inspiration. And when God speaks, he inspires. And so there's something in you, right? That just like
Right.
you're paying attention, you listen, you obey. And
Absolutely.
along the way, there's this theme that has been just, I think, foundational in my life, which is building stuff and creating stuff.
Yeah.
And so, again, even as a kid, my first job was helping build log homes. I was peeling logs for like 12 cents a foot, which that's a hard, I have scars on my hands from it. And then from that progressing into framing houses and, all the way through college, right? Just doing different things. Always in my world was around building stuff and creating things.
Yeah.
And of course that revolves around people.
Yeah.
And so as I progress through these different chapters of my life, exciting, fun, I've done some amazing things in my life, that part of me has always been there, right? And even like while I was touring, one of my friends in Tyler is his name, Tyler Hilton, he had this big beautiful condo in LA and he had issues. And like anything, he had issues, and he's like talking about it. I said, hey, do you have anybody to help you with that? And it's like, no. So I became a problem solver, really a consultant for him and some of his friends when it came to dealing with their insurance companies, dealing with their HOAs,
Yeah.
all that stuff. So it's a natural part of what I've always done. And then upon moving to Texas, right? Texas is amazing because it doesn't have a ceiling. So like where I come from, every economy where I'm from has a ceiling.
Yeah.
Demographically speaking, financially speaking, whatever it is. Texas does not have a ceiling. So when I got here, I realized, wow, like I can take what I know and I can put it into application. And for me, real estate was the vehicle, because everything is relational before it's functional. But real estate is the thing that we are all very interested in, right? So
Right.
like you and me, we all fundamentally understand it is important, or it should be, to own things that we call our own, right? So
Yes,
real estate is that,
absolutely.
it's like that universal commodity. So
Yes.
that was what got me into the mindset of real estate, all of those chapters leading up to that. Yeah, and then in 2018, I really started going after it hardcore, in the sense that I was like, look, I can buy houses, I can fix houses, I can flip houses, all of the above.
I love it. I love it. So my brain is going, and I'm so thankful, like, that you're here in Texas doing it, because you're impacting so many cities, so many communities, so many families in the area where I am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And for me, my whole life is geared towards helping people.
Yep.
So when I hear where your focus is, I'm like, this is phenomenal for our people, the
Yes.
people of our community,
Yes.
the people of our culture, the people, that are connected to us. So bravo to you. I'm excited about that. I want to go to a quick break, but before I go to the break, I just want to ask you, like, how do people access you now? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, so we just actually, our syndication group just closed on an asset here in Dallas. So that's usually like a 3 to 4 month process. It involves, in this case, about 50 different people from all walks of life, from all demographics, from all communities. That's another thing that I love about it. And in that process, for me, I'm a key player in that, so I'm
Yeah.
facilitating a lot of those relationships. Personally, if somebody wants to find me, it's very simple. It's the letter I, the letter D, the number 7 group.com. So ID7 group.com. It'll get you to me personally, and then from there, I have essentially a community of people that I network with, I work with, I partner with, and that's ultimately, like, my passion, Mona, is I love to facilitate relationship. I call it relational equity.
I love
And
it.
so that crosses every barrier of culture, every barrier of background, because
Yeah.
you said it. At some point, we all need each other. Like
Right.
there's this, like, I need you probably in some instances more than you need me, and then vice versa. There's areas of opportunity where my gift is a gift to you and your gift becomes a gift to me.
Right, absolutely.
So that is what I'm all about, and I love that because real estate is the universal language. And thankfully in our country, it's still the number one thing that people can get a hold of, learn about, and put application to, time and energy to create legacy wealth. So that's a whole nother chapter of that.
It is.
But I love it and I'm passionate about it.
This is great. Our conversation is great. We're going to take a quick break, and I want you to be able to have an opportunity to share anything that's upcoming that, our viewers can take part in, that they can glean from. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get a little bit deeper into understanding exactly who Jedidiah Wick is and everything he has to offer. I'm so thankful that you stopped by. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, it is Jessica Reedy. I am so excited not only to be here with Mona, but to announce to you that my school, the Industry Development Center, is not only accredited, but we are giving you associate's degree upon graduation. We're going to focus on all your traumas. We're going to make sure to unlock your mind, help you see how amazing you are in a room without talents, that you are so special without anything that you can contribute, just you. You are the greatest contribution in any room. It's every 10 weeks, so just in case you missed this session, make sure you enroll for the next one. You're going to go to the industrydevelopmentcenter.com. If you have any questions, I am not hard to find. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, go to the website. If you see me at the grocery store, say hi, don't be weird. Make sure you speak. But I hope to see you in class. We are going to help you. And just in case you want to know if it worked, I was my first guinea pig. So let's continue to grow our minds, become entrepreneurs, and then create generational wealth. So I'll see you in class at the Industry Development Center. That's what I have going on new. And make sure you message me. Don't be a stranger, because I love for all of us to be family and friends. I'll see you soon.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Dr. Tiffany M. Lloyd, but you can call me Dr. Tiff. I am the host of Jesus and Justice with Dr. Tiff. My show focuses on societal issues aligning with the teachings of Jesus Christ. One of the topics that we talk about is something that I am very passionate about, and that is about HBCUs. I am a proud graduate of the Alcorn State University and Southern University A&M College. People always said, why an HBCU? Why not an HBCU? At an HBCU, I was known by my name, not by a number, and it taught me about Black excellence. Catch Jesus and Justice with Dr. Tiff every Saturday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on the V Network TV. Follow me on Facebook at Dr. Tiffany M. Lloyd. Follow me on Instagram at tiffany.m.lloyd, and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Jesus and Justice with Dr. Tiff. And you want to know more about Alcorn? Check out www.alcorn.edu or Southern University, www.subr.edu. I support all HBCUs. Support all HBCUs. God bless you.
Hey friends, Mirror Mirror has something just for you. Just know you're not the only one struggling with stubborn fat and tired of the roller coaster fab diets. Let me introduce you to our advanced energy boosting day tea and night cleansing tea, formulated by our own team of medical professionals with proven results. The benefits of our awesome tea includes increased energy and metabolism, suppression of appetite, natural cleanse of your digestive system, and let's not forget about the excellent blend of all natural ingredients. Are you ready to lose up to 10 pounds this week? Click the link to start your journey.
Welcome back, y'all. I have to tell you that I've already cleared it to make sure that some of the behind the scenes conversation that just happened, pure empowerment, was going on. So don't worry, I'll work it out so that you'll be able to get a glimpse of it and to glean from it. But we are going to continue on in this conversation with Mr. Jedidiah Wick. And you all will not believe who has stopped by the studio, one of the V Network's favorites, our very own Miss Jessica Reedy has stopped by, and we're going to invite her to the conversation.
Oh, my goodness. Well, hello.
Hi, Jedediah Wick.
Hello, Jessica
Hey,
Reedy.
Mona.
Oh, my goodness.
One of our favorites. So thank you so much for stopping by. The ironic thing about this whole conversation is that you all are working on something very great.
Yes.
And I want to hear about it. And I'm excited to hear about it. I'm excited to be a part of it. So please do tell.
Miss Reedy.
Okay, so here's the deal. So I don't know if you peeped out the obvious. Jedediah is black, and I'm white. And so
I did. You know what?
Did you notice that?
I noticed it.
The whole thing was crazy.
Yeah,
I was like, wow, we should work together. And so, I have my school, the Industry Development Center, and
Right.
I was letting Jedediah know, I'm all about helping us internally deal with traumas, be better people, be happy people, be kinder, be willing to thrive, get out of that whole poverty mindset, and then teach you how to be an entrepreneur. You can be successful with the things that you love to do. And Jedediah took it further and said, what about generational wealth? Because once they are entrepreneurs, what's the ultimate goal, long term?
Yeah.
So you get that quick gratification of being
Yes.
successful that you got out of the poor mindset, but then where do you take it? Where do you invest all that information?
Right.
And so us working together to bridge the gap of our community, their community, and
Yeah.
stopping the divide.
Yes.
Of, like, for instance, we can kick it right. Let me
Right,
tell you,
for sure.
You know how we be talking.
Right.
Like, there be meetings going on. We don't be knowing about these meetings.
Right.
I'm going to the meetings, Mona. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go up in there. And then he's going to go into our meetings.
Yes.
And we're going to exchange
Yes.
so that he can
Knowledge,
bring
yes.
this information, this access, and vice versa, because
Yes.
we're speaking different languages with the same goal.
Right.
So we're missing each other.
Right.
And so I don't know, it just felt like a powerful union. It felt like
Yes.
this has to happen. It's the
Yes.
perfect timing. Everything lines up for this to not only be a thought, a
Yeah.
vision, but to be executed and extremely effective.
I love it. I love it. So we're talking about real estate, entrepreneurship, and the mindset
Yes.
change all in one package, right?
Yes.
That's correct.
So how is it delivered? Like how do people receive it? Like is it through your school? Is it a course?
So
how's
it's-
it packaged?
So watch this. So
Okay.
It's funneled in multiple ways.
Okay.
So I'm one component.
Yes.
I'm all heart. Jedediah got like this smooth, all is well voice. I have it, but I'm more so a teacher of instruction. Like, get
Right.
it done. Let's go. You can do this. A coach.
Right.
He coaches differently than I. You know what I'm saying. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
girl. All right. So the deal is, you come to the school so that you can hear what he has to say.
Got it.
If my mind is stuck on the fact that I have too much trauma, I can't hear you. I just need the money. Show me how to get money.
Yeah.
My job is to agitate that.
Yeah.
And say, nah, I'm gonna show you how to get to you, then the money gonna come to you.
Yeah, that's good.
And so Jedediah is the money. Jedediah is the knowledge of wealth.
He's the door and the access to it.
Yes.
And you're the one that, hey, if I got to chisel away before we
because
get to it.
there's no way you can hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
So, but then separate from that, you have those who have already done private work. They didn't have to go through IDC. They already been like, I gotta dig my way out of this, and they're ready.
Yeah.
You don't have to come through IDC. Jedidiah at ID7 group is already ready
Yeah.
to not only consult, but to direct, to bridge the gap, to do the things.
Yeah, so to that point, it goes back to relational equity. So to tap into what you're saying, Jess, this is what gave me the revelation of how essential this is. I've been buying homes in Dallas-Fort Worth since 2018. That's not a long time. I've been in probably at least 2,000 homes. And in the black community specifically, I recognized the end of legacy over and over and over and over and over.
That's
and I'm
true.
like, if somebody would have just understood, taken the time to teach and share, and if on the other end somebody was ready to hear it,
Yeah.
there wouldn't be the fallout that I was
Right.
witnessing. Now, obviously, in the investment community, right, you know, there's things that are unfortunate in one situation that becomes somebody else's benefit.
Right.
That's the whole point of investing. That's the whole point of buying and selling things, is because how's it said, one person's whatever is somebody else's treasure, right?
Right.
And I realized that in so many of these instances, it was they didn't realize the value of what they had. Nobody had taught them.
Right.
And so then on the back end of that is, okay, now the one thing that is more valuable than money, which is a home and land, was being exchanged for, you know, a lot of cases 50, 60 cents on the dollar. And that was it. That was the end of a legacy. And honestly, like for me, I'm like, that's my story too. Because again, like I
Right.
said earlier, Mona, in one generation, we went from two wealthy families to me being born in abject poverty. And it was because of the lack of knowledge and understanding. And so I'm looking at Jessica, she's looking at me, we're talking about these things. She's like, I'm helping people with their mindsets. And I'm like, okay, so if you take people with a healthy mindset and you give them access,
Yes.
what is possible?
Right.
So in my world, yes, I'm a doorway into relationships, into, like, again, syndication, things
Right.
that empower and give place for that mindset to now take action. And along the way, like, we're not done learning, right?
Right.
So that's the beautiful thing about programs like the Industry Development Center. It's not just a one and done type thing.
Yeah.
This is a stackable process
Right.
that can then be translated and transferred generationally, right?
Yeah.
How
It
powerful
continues
is that?
on.
Yeah.
It's fluid.
Yeah.
It keeps going. Listen, I love this. You know, as I was thinking and I was just watching and listening, it's like I could see it all unfolding and, you know, going so far, like these huge conferences and, you know, workshops and seminars.
She's
like
prophesying. Yes.
not just, you know, and it's not to downplay at your this is so much like
Yeah.
it's a symposium.
Yes, ma'am.
Of change your mindset from wholeness, mental wholeness,
Yeah.
now entrepreneurial, now real estate. You know, when you said you've seen legacies end, I know what that feels like. That before my grandmother transitioned, like there's no reason why my family doesn't own that house that my grandmother owned when she was there. Someone out of her 6 children, someone out of her XYZ grandchildren, out of her great-grandchildren, someone should own that today. Instead of us driving by saying, I remember when.
Yes.
You know, so it's a beautiful harmony. And I'm excited to see this happen. And I want to be committed to help spread the word. I want to be committed to help tunnel through and help change minds.
Yes.
Because if we change our mind, there's nothing that can't be changed.
Right. And Mona, once that shift happens, it's permission granted, right?
Right.
So I'll bring Jesus into the equation. Jesus, one of my favorite parables is the parable of the talents, right?
Yeah.
And Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is like this. And then he breaks down 3 different people who were given stewardship over somebody else's stuff.
Right.
But they understood that their role in that was to go and create increase.
Yeah.
So along with the opportunity, right, the mindset shift, okay, real estate, great. But this isn't just about owning a home.
Yeah.
This is where it gets exciting. It's
Yeah.
about building a legacy.
Yeah.
And Jesus is teaching he's teaching us, but he's using these men as an example.
Right.
And the one that was afraid from the onset, was afraid of losing it, was afraid of risk, he was afraid of so many
Right.
things, was the one that was disqualified because he went and buried the opportunity
Right.
in the ground instead of taking it out and going and partnering and saying, hey, how do we create increase?
I love
so
it.
for me, the kingdom mindset that we should all be excited about is one of increase, multiplication, right? It isn't about one and done. It's about growth. And that means our children, our children's children. Is this not biblical, right?
Right.
Your children's children. Right? And so this becomes the vehicle for that. So as people are whole in their minds and they begin to see things through a permission granted perspective,
Yes.
now they can multiply that and you can bring other people with us.
I love it.
So we got a place to bring them. So
Yes.
now we just got to get going.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's
Listen,
great.
we've got to get out of here. This
Awesome.
has been wonderful. We are going to share all the information on how to follow ID7. You probably already know how to follow Jessica Reedy. We want to give information about the school. And stay tuned because we're going to be back with more and more information about this. This is more than just a show about who is Jedediah. This is more than just Jessica Reedy steps by. This is an opportunity for us to change generations. And it's going to start with us.
That's right.
So I commission you to stay on the lookout and to connect, reach out, and let's change the lives, not just for us. Because what I'm doing today, I'm doing it for my grandchildren.
That's right.
Like I have children. What's done for them is there. What I'm doing is for my grandchildren. Now I want to admonish you to please tap into what's happening and be a part of the movement to change generations. I'm Mona Ricks with the Who's Next show. This is Jedediah. He's been here with us. Jessica Reedy is with us. And y'all stay tuned because we'll be back with more information. Bye.